everyone, it's Ann at Martin House Flowers. In this video, I thought I would share with you a little bit of our Thanksgiving weekend and how we celebrated Thanksgiving and cut down our Christmas tree and started decorating for the holidays. Just a little bit of a family time at home while we wait for this cold weather to pass us, and hopefully in the next video I'll be able to share how I decorate the front porch with greenery. So I hope you enjoy this video and thanks for joining me.
Here is our Thanksgiving table. I went with simple country elegance with this new sage checkered tablecloth and just simple decor. I have those old beaded pumpkin mats. We inherited this candelabra, which I love. It didn't stay on the table during dinner, but I thought it looked nice just for the setting. I hung some thin velvet ribbons in that sort of tan and sage or olive green color. I dehydrated some oranges that I put around the platter. I polish up my silver casserole dishes and cranberry dish, and the kids polish up the silverware, the cutlery for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. So that's their job. So for dinner, I make the homemade stuffing the day before Thanksgiving, just so that there's less things to make the day of. My go-to side dish is a combination of Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes or squash that I mix together with a little cinnamon, olive oil, salt and pepper, a few cranberries, and then I top it with feta cheese. And I always make these pumpkin squares. I made one for the neighbor this year since we're going over the day after Thanksgiving, and I ice it with cream cheese, mashed potatoes, of course. That empty casserole dish there is for Greg's green bean casserole. So there's the casserole with the feta cheese, the turkey breast, the carrots and mushrooms. So the day before Thanksgiving, and just in time for Thanksgiving, we lit up the front porch and the 3 trees. And this year I managed to do all of the lights by myself, since Greg was still working on the greenhouse lights, which he's finally figured out. And unfortunately he was changing all the wiring and everything. It turned out that the issue was with the defective heater. So that's all figured out now, and we'll have it hooked up by Saturday this weekend. And yeah, the deciduous trees, stringing those are always a little bit more challenging, but I was able to do this on the last warm day before freezing temperatures hit us. So we did light up the trees last year in the back and the front, and I loved it so much that I needed to do it again this year and share it on YouTube. And of course we have our lit arbors there that are solar lights, but our Christmas lights are electrical, so we're not dependent on whether or not we'll get enough sunlight. And yeah, not bad for someone that had sciatica this year. I was pretty proud of myself that I was able to get up on the ladder. And they're not perfect, but when you look at it as a group of 10 trees across the back, it looks pretty magical, I think I'd have to say. But hope you enjoy this.
We found it!
So the day after Thanksgiving is always the day that we go out and cut our tree. And we've been doing this for the past 3 years now. And it was freezing out yesterday
Eddie, we found our
when
tree.
we cut our tree. We go to a local farm. It's called Camelot Tree Farm. And we bring Eddie along, and as you can tell, we were really bundled up. But, and we found our tree pretty quickly. We pretty much always get a fir tree, and it's about 7.5 feet tall. We found a nice full one, and the girls are always the ones that cut the tree down. And Eddie just sniffs around. There were a lot of mushrooms in the ground, and my job was to keep him away from those mushrooms.
Don't be eating any mushrooms, honey.
I managed to get some free greenery around the area where they bale the tree for you and wrap it. So that was nice. I'll be using that for my urns and decor outside.
So hopefully the temperatures are going to get a little bit warmer to around the 30s, 32, but it's been pretty freezing. So I'm going to work on those urns in the next couple days, change out my fall mats to my winter mats, and look at those snapdragons. They finally succumbed to the freezing temperatures. I've taken the pumpkins that survived off the porch and just waiting for the pickup day. And there's the box of greenery that I get from Oregon. I order them from Lynch Creek Farms, and I actually also order a beautiful Christmas wreath for the front door because I don't have enough greenery to forage from in my backyard. Our trees are, still fairly young. As you know, I did a small wreath the other day, but really I don't have enough greenery yet to forage from our property. So for now, I'm still ordering from them and just waiting for a cooler or a warmer day. So I also wanted to do something fun and nostalgic, and so I dehydrated some oranges, almost a whole bag of oranges it took to make that little container, and I plan to hang them as a garland around the stockings and garland that's already there, the Norfolk garland that's on the mantle. So I recruited some help while I was making breakfast this weekend. Gosh, it was a busy weekend. There was, all this decorating to do after the tree cutting and baking, because we like to bake cookies so that we can send them early to family out in California. And I also have to do some baking before I go home to Toronto for my kids. And but for now, the busy season has started, and it was nice to do some, sort of quiet things like this little bit, but don't let this, relaxing activity fool you. It was an absolutely chaotic weekend. And I'm sure all of you are going through similar things with the rush of the pressure of trying to, get over Thanksgiving, and gosh, the light switches and next thing you know, it's Christmas. So in between making breakfast, we managed to string the length of our counter, string all the oranges, which worked out perfectly for the length of the mantle to swag it. And meanwhile, poor Greg is outside trying to dig the gravel and bury the conduit. Meanwhile, it's freezing. As you can see there, there's ice formed all around the greenhouse. He had quite a weekend trying to work out the heating in there. So there it is, the garland hung on the mantle. I really love it, and it has a nice fragrance. I can't say whether or not I can smell it a lot, but we we love playing our Christmas videos in the background. Of course, they're all dog related. But yes, I'm still getting used to Thanksgiving being so late here in the States, and no sooner Thanksgiving, we still have turkey leftovers and the light switches, as I mentioned, and next thing you know, it's Christmas and everyone is cutting down their Christmas tree or decorating their Christmas trees, and the rush and the madness begins. So I'm really hoping that all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend and that you're able to have some fun decorating, getting ready for the holidays as we are. And I don't know about you, but we always have this. We only have one tree in the house. Actually, I have a second little tree that I've let the younger one take because she's a Christmas baby, and did that hoping I would be able to hang most of my ornaments, because when you're a blended family, of course, you inherit, you have your ornaments and you inherit the other family ornaments, so it's always a challenge trying to get everyone's ornaments on the tree. And I've also given away a lot of my Hallmark ornaments, but I've kept a few, as you'll see here, and I love that my kids, my grown kids, are enjoying receiving some old ornaments of their childhood, and even choosing whether to have clear lights or colored lights has always been a challenge in this family, because I obviously like clear lights and the kids like colored lights. So we have these lights here that are both clear. You can switch them clear and colored. So here are a few of the Hallmark ornaments that I've had for, gosh, close to 40 years. I was allowed to keep one rocking horse ornament, which was a 1986 ornament, which was the year that I started at Hallmark Cards. And but I loved collecting these house ornaments that I stopped after a few years. I think I have 10 plus years worth of ornaments, because I worked there for 10 years, from the mid 80s to the mid 90s. And these I will still display, but I think, like many, we switch our ornaments around. So this weekend, today, we actually also went to a historical homestead in town. It's the Glidden Homestead, and my oldest stepdaughter was playing in a quartet, so she was first violin, and we enjoyed about an hour concert, and it was a nice little break away from the madness at home of trying to get ready for Christmas. So back at the house, still getting set up. Don't mind all the buckets of decorations and vacuum cleaner. There we have our nativity scene, Greg's nativity scene that we have displayed in the front foyer. And there's the tree. We're still working at it. We've tried to combine Greg's family ornaments and my family ornaments. It just always makes me a little homesick and sad about how life has changed so much and how my kids have grown, and I'm about to be a grandmother, and my daughter is about to have her baby's first Christmas. And you know, you pull out your baby's first ornaments, and you just wonder how time has just gone by so quickly. So this year we actually made some of these marbled ornaments. It was a fun project to do. You can YouTube the instructions. It was just something fun with a few acrylic paints that you just put a few drops into those clear ornaments that you get from Hobby Lobby, and just shake them up and let them dry, and you end up with these beautiful marbled ornaments. And there's the ornament for Eddie, my daughter's angel ornaments, and my greenhouse ornament there. So there's another one of those marbled ornaments that we made for the tree. They make great gifts, you know, handmade gifts. So there's our tree for now. So I hope you'll tune in to my next video where I will be working on my urns and decorating the front porch for Christmas. I'll be using some greenery combined with some local greenery and some of the greenery that I ordered from Oregon. And I'll be showing you how I decorate my urns and my front porch for Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope your Thanksgiving was wonderful, spent time with family and friends, and that you're also enjoying this time to start getting ready for the holidays. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.